Susan Page, Washington Bureau Chief of USA Today, and this is Capital Download. We're in Washington with the Chairman, President, and CEO of Starbucks, Howard Schultz. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
You are the co-author of a new book. I have it here. It's called For Love of Country, What Our Veterans Can Teach Us About Citizenship, Heroism, and Sacrifice. And on Tuesday, Veterans Day, Starbucks is co-sponsoring the Concert for Valor on the National Mall. You've really got some of the biggest stars around for your concert. Was that hard to arrange?
Actually, everyone I called said yes. And I think this speaks to an A-list group of entertainers who understand that we have to do more for post 9/11 veterans than just celebrating them on Veterans Day. We really have to respect and honor their service in a more significant fashion.
So tell us who people will be able to see at this concert.
Just a few names that people might know: Bruce Springsteen, Eminem, Rihanna, Carrie Underwood, Metallica, Zach Brown, Jennifer Hudson. Is that enough?
So we honor our veterans with this concert. When you're at an airport, we let veterans get on board the plane first if they're in uniform. But you argue there are many ways in which we are failing our post 9/11 veterans.
Well, the last 10, 15 years have seen 2.5 million extraordinary young men and women serve in Iraq and Afghanistan. And one of the unintended consequences of an all-volunteer military is that the volunteer service represents basically 1% of the American population. And so we're kind of in a bifurcated situation where the American people just do not have much skin in the game. Not that they don't want to, but they're just not as engaged, they don't have as much understanding, and therefore not enough empathy. And so this book and the concert are really designed to try and create a lot more awareness, a lot more understanding, and I think that another issue that's quite significant and very concerning to me is that 1 million veterans are entering civilian life as these wars wind down. And transition is hard for them. It's hard for them because they've had multiple deployments. And so I think it's imperative upon our society and every business person, small and large business, to recognize the importance of hiring veterans. And the irony there is that there is a stigma attached to many of them about either PTS or brain trauma or things of that nature, when in fact I can personally demonstrate through the hiring of people at Starbucks who have been veterans that they have done extraordinary things, made great contributions, and they have a skill base, leadership skills, mission-driven, high ethics, high integrity, and they come to work every day not because of an entitlement, but because they are driven.
Now we know that the unemployment rate for post 9/11 vets has gone down a lot in the past year or so.
But still higher than national average.
Still higher than the civilian non-veteran population unemployment rate. Do you think there is a reluctance on the part of some employers to hire veterans? They have a veteran who's gone to Afghanistan or Iraq and a job applicant who's exactly the same in every other way but has not done that there's an inclination to hire the non-vet?
I think in most cases there is trepidation. And I think it's on two levels. On one level, it's the employer who doesn't have an understanding. And on the other side, the veteran probably has not had much experience in either writing a resume or even going to a job interview. So one thing we've learned at Starbucks that has been very helpful is having a recruiter within the HR group who is a veteran, understands the language, understands the anxiety, and can bridge the gap. I think the trepidation can be overcome through this kind of dialogue and understanding, and also I think through social media we have to create an opportunity to share the success stories of veterans working in companies across America and making great contributions. Business leaders are mainly concerned with one thing: performance. I'm here to tell you, these are high performance people who can add real value to your business.
Starbucks made a commitment, you made a commitment to hire 10,000 veterans in 5 years.
Yes.
How many have you hired so far?
We've hired over 1,000 in multiple levels of our company. And there's been two benefits. One, they have done a great job in the job they're in, but the secondary benefit, which candidly I didn't really understand or plan on, is just the way the culture of the company has risen. People are so proud, and the culture of the company has been galvanized by working alongside veterans. We also have an Armed Forces network at Starbucks, which acts as a mentorship for other veterans. It's their own community, and that's another value-added service that I think would benefit most companies.
You're talking about the private sector stepping up when it
Yes.
comes to hiring vets. What if they don't? What if we don't step up?
I think it's a significant lost opportunity for the country. I also think it would be a tragedy if we spent 10, 15 years in Iraq and Afghanistan and we do something that is somewhat similar to Vietnam, not vilifying veterans like we did in the post-Vietnam years, but allowing them to become a distant memory. That would be tragic, as well as the assets that these young people have to contribute back to our society, when in fact we have so many pockets within the country that are still struggling with economic decline. These veterans can help the economy and help small businesses around the country.
Last question. We're in the USA Today Washington Bureau. There are 3 Starbucks within a block and a half
I love that.
of our office. Is that a good thing?
It's a very good thing because we're all about convenience. We want to be as conveniently located as possible, and all 3 of those stores are quite busy. I visited 2 of them today.
You could put one in our lobby, and that would be even more convenient for us.
Okay.
Howard Schultz, thanks for joining us on Capital Download.
Thank you.